Here we go. 8, read. Pilot, 64, weak. Let's go.
They'll run on first down. Austin, only a couple for him there on the game's first. Play, and it's second down.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 28-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set, 50, play. You. Kill. Hey, turn it up. 61, matchbox, right. Mike 8, don't let him breathe. Let him.
On second down, it's Austin, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Down. 18, Gator. Man, I got you. Check. Look at me. Door. Hey, alert 3. Check 9. Topper. 5. 56.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got his man on the crossing route. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved. Able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guy's up. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Leo.
On 2nd down now, it's Drake. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
When's the mic? Watch one. Watch one. And come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come go. Get it.
Looking to throw. Looks for White, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll run it now out of the gun. And 3 yards there takes them to the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, watch the slant. Yep. Go. Mike 8. Mike 8. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field.
Here's a 2nd and 7. This one taken in by Hester. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Mike 8. Mike 8. You can't block me. You can't block me. Mike 8. Mike 8. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready. Ready, go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Seahawks send out their punter. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves.
Now White lost the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. In our meetings this week, they kind of tipped us off. They wanted to play ultra-aggressive, forcing fumbles. They just did that right there.
They took it to the next level, didn't they? You're exactly right, because everyone talks about being aggressive on defense and tackling well, but they were talking about getting after the football, making sure the ball was stripped out each and every time they lined up someone to get them on the ground.
And the adjustment working early. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
1st down, Atlanta.
This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10.
Check 13. Check 13.
Now Drake. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
team, chop it. It's me and you. It's just me and you. Mike, hit it.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 on the Seahawks 14-yard line.
Here we go. 50, plant. Coming to you, coming to you. Check, be driven.
Running, it's Drake. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
Check 50, check 50. 61, matchbox, lights.
We're scoreless after one. Second quarter now, Falcon football. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here.
Here we go. 60 or. Push him back. Pilot, 64, weak. Check. Fragno. Check 52. You draw Corkers. Check Mike 11. Hey, I'm coming after you. 36. Back. 80 weapon.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Protein spell. Hey, let's get this. He's coming.
They'll run. It's Drake. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fairly short kick. Now a hit and a loose football.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Mika Fitzpatrick made the play defensively, the first-round pick out of Alabama.
Check Mike 11. All right, D, let's go. All right, D. Check. Ready?
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
On the ready.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10.
Hey, team 6. Yep. Run the mic. Watch one. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my world. Hey, let go.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now a hit and a loose football.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us a ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punt's coming in, I've never returned punts, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are, about whether you should fair catch it or not, but sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number one, though, you catch the ball and put it away.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball.
Touchdown, Chicago! A big play there. 76 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit and try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Shaquem Griffin. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return, Hester. 51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Heavy on the edge. Yes! Mike 8.
2nd and 10. Rolling to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Switch.
On 1st down, Drake. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Look at me, zipper. 7, go. 7. I'm coming after you. Watch the edge.
The handoff to the right side. It's Drake. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On 3rd down, Drake. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6.
And the Falcon 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Davis. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 35-yard line.
On the set. Number one. You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing. Hey, you don't want nothing.
2nd and 11. Looking for White on the deep ball. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And a big loss here as he's taken down. Avery Moss able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brings up 2nd down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 2nd down, it's Austin. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
You go tight. You got tight. Squeeze. Get in there. Lock it. Kill. Watch twist, watch twist. Blue dot Corkers, blue dot Corkers. Zoom, fellas, let's go. Let happen.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
Hey, Haywood! Snap! Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Ready?
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's caught, Smith. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
30 base. Rock it. Snap.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
At the 47-yard line.
Here we go. 50, plant. Go.
On second down, it's Drake. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with fourth down, forthcoming.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set.
61, matchbox, light. Look at me. Go on.
On the carry, it's Davis. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Ready to break.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Drake. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground with Drake. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
Hey, Delta. Hey, go.
They'll set up to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. In for the score. And the Falcons push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
At the 25-yard line.
Down. 60, orange. I'm coming.
Here's 2nd and 8. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Mike 8! Mike 8! Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
They'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Well, that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Check. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Hey, Sam off. Watch the twist. Yo, go. Bumps up the helmet. Here we go. Mike 1. 3 butt. Tighten up. Ready?
Right back to Drake. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Yeah. It's going to be a long...
They're going to look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Let's get off the field. Check. Alpha. Here we go. Mike 8. Get your swerve on. Mike 8.
2nd and 13. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Hey. You got 3. Mike 8. Time to go. Night. Mike 8. Watch the pass. Mike 8. Charlie. Let's go, D. Mike 8.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Completes it to Austin. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
2nd and 6. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete to the former Aggie, Jay Sternberger. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4.
Mike 10. Mike 10, Mike 10. Yeah. You don't want to know. Box trot. I got Mike 10 right here, guys. Mike 10. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time. 10's the mic.
2nd down and inches. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Tyler. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Mike 10 right here, guys. Mike 10.
They'll set up a throw. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Ready.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season as his guys are back within a single score. Elliott good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7.
Check 9. He's checking. Crash. Watch the safety creep. Bravo. Go. Switch. Shoot.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike 8. By 7, let's go. Mike 8. Ready.
Now back to throw. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 34. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, one-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick six.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on for his fifth kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. On first down, Austin. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Austin. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Everybody scoot up, heavy, heavy. H3, 218, chopper.
They'll run it here with Brown. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
A throw over the middle taken in. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On second down now, it's Austin. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
It's 3rd and
10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Go. He's coming to you. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey. Mike 3. Bravo. 3. Check pass. Mike 3. Rock. Combo. Set the tone, defense.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack.
Alpha. Mike 3. Combo. Let's make these babies cry.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go again.
On the give, this is Drake. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They'll keep it on the ground. Drake. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th.
Check 13. Go. Rock it. Under 10.
On 3rd down, it's Drake. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
Here we go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Forced to the ground and incomplete.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Mike 3. Combo. Watch the run. 0-0, Mike 3. Good.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.